Hi and welcome to another C++ programming tutorial from Someone9031. In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you guys about pointers in C++. Pointers are some of the most complex and difficult to understand parts of C++, but when used properly, they're also some of the most useful. Now, the basic concept of a pointer is really very simple. A pointer is a variable that stores the address of another variable. So in essence, it is a variable that points to another variable. So to write a pointer, first you put the data type of the variable that it will be pointing to. So we will be pointing to number, this integer variable. So our pointer's data type will be numbers. It will be int, sorry. So int. And then to tell the compiler we're creating a pointer, we put an asterisk. So that means we're creating a pointer. And then now we give it a name. So this can be anything that you want, any valid legal variable name, but most C++ programmers prefer to put a p in front of their pointer name. So I'll name it p number, and then I'm going to set it to the address of number. So note that you can't just do p number equals number, because that would be setting p number, which is a pointer, to number, which is 100. So you can't set a pointer to 100. Pointers store addresses, so it has to be the address of number. And you don't have to assign a variable that it will point to at the time of declaration. You can just do p number like that, just declare a pointer. But that really isn't very good programming practice. So if you aren't going to set a value to your pointer, you make it a null pointer. So you put equals 0, which means the pointer won't point to anything. If you don't do this and you just do that, you've created what's called a wild pointer. Now, with a wild pointer, you don't know what it's pointing to. It could be pointing to anything. So if you try to use it and modify the value, the result could be disastrous, because it could be pointing to some system file and then you've just changed it. So you always should set it to 0 if you're not going to give it a variable. Then later on you could do p number equals the address of number, just like we did before. And later on you could also change p number. You can make it point to something else. You can change it. P number points to number 2. So that is completely legal. We can change. A pointer can point to more than one thing. And let's just see how that's worked. Printing everything onto the screen. So we're going to have address of number. So we can compare it. So we're going to have address of number. And then we'll have p number. Okay, now let's set p number to the address of number 2. So now p number will be pointing to number 2. And here we go. Let's run it. And here we go. Number equals 100. Address of number is 0019FA78. So that's the address. And p number, which should store the address of number, is also 0019FA78. Now we have number 2 equals 1. And we've set p number to now point to number 2. And the address of number 2 is 0019FA6C, and the p number is now 0019FA6C. So that's changed to point to a different variable. Now, right now, you might think that pointers are useless, because we could have just printed out that just by using the address of operator. So that's because I haven't covered the most important part yet. So with a pointer, you can access the variable that it points to. So we can do here cout number. We can print out number again, except this time we won't use the number. We'll do it by dereferencing the pointer. And we do that by using the dereference operator, which is also an asterisk. Then we put the name of the pointer to dereference. So basically what this is doing right now is it's telling the program, go to p number and take the address of p number, take the address stored in p number, go to that address and retrieve the value. So it's going up to number and taking that value back. So there. So if you run this program, here we go. Number is 100, all that stuff. Now we've retrieved the value of number without using number. We dereference the pointer, and same down here. And there's also something else you can do with pointers that makes them even more useful. And that is, you can modify the value stored at the address stored inside. So we can modify number here. Let's just get rid of all this down here because we don't really need that anymore. Okay, we can modify number right now without using number. So dereference p number. Let's make it equals 7. Okay, and then if we copy all this down here, okay, and ran the program, we find, okay, number is 100, just like up there. All this address stuff, number is 100. Now we've done dereference p number equals 7. So number is now 7, and we haven't used the number. We've just dereferenced the pointer to number, and we've set that to 7, which also modifies number. So that is what makes pointers so useful. And they're very useful when we start doing passing by reference in functions. So yeah, I hope you stay tuned. We'll be talking about that later in future tutorials. If you like this video, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.